We begin with the border. Here we are in mid-2023, and each year since 2020 has been worse than the last in terms of illegal border crossers, deaths, fentanyl smuggling, and U.S. deaths, all breaking records. This month, Border Patrol still reported 4,000 encounters with illegal immigrants every day after a post-pandemic change in law. Today, we report on what a hard-hit town in Texas suffered through this past year. On our trip to Eagle Pass, Texas, it's first light. Border authorities know exactly what time and where people will gather on the Mexican side of the Rio Grande to walk or swim across to the U.S. The river is high and fast-moving after lots of rain. U.S. rescue boats pick up those who look like they might not make it. Others make it to shore and walk along the fence line into U.S. custody. Many will be transported to an American city of their choice. During our visit to Eagle Pass, there were as many as 2,000 illegal border crossers processed each day and a similar number not caught. That's equal to the town's entire population of 28,000 moving through every week. So many, they built this giant processing center near the local airport. It's clear they're fighting a war without help they need from the federal government, and they say, because of the federal government.
It's absolutely devastating, Texas and the communities in Texas. We cannot continue to sit back and allow the federal government to allow thousands upon thousands of people into Texas, and for the rest of the United States, for that matter. Most of those migrants are going to continue on forward into the United States. This is a federal government problem, and Texas is standing up to try to do what the Biden administration is refusing to do.
That is very dangerous.
Sergeant Juan Maldonado is with Texas Highway Patrol.
Operation Lone Star started back in March of 2021.
Operation Lone Star has deployed more than 1,400 troopers, rangers, and other resources, costing $2.5 million a week. They've called in more than 6,000 Texas National Guard troops, positioned giant containers along the border to discourage crossings, and used leftover panels from Trump's abandoned wall project to build new barriers.
The reason that we're out here to secure Texas is because the federal government has failed to provide the federal agents here the resources and the policies to apprehend the undocumented aliens.
Texas is also spending more than $1 billion on barriers for state and private property, building more than 100 miles so far, including this fence on Jim Hobbs's ranch. And this is Mexico right there.
That's Mexico right across there, yes.
Hobbs says as many as 1,400 illegal border crossers have been caught on his land in a single day. He videos some of them and the mess they leave behind. Do they climb over the fence?
No, they let them through.
Border Patrol lets them through?
Yeah, well, if there's like right now, they still got places where they haven't finished the fence, and they got gates. They let them through. I've never seen anything like that. I've been here all my life.
What do you attribute that to?
Mr. Biden. They're just letting them in.
We saw for ourselves when Sheriff's Deputy Aaron Horta drove us to some hot spots. This group just crossed the river, criminal trespassing on private property, but they're on U.S. soil, so Border Patrol unlocks and opens a gate to let them in. ¿De dónde eras? Where are you from?
Venezuela.
Venezuela. ¿Y tú?
Venezuela.
In Donald Trump's last year in office, there were 458,000 encounters on the southern border. President Biden's first year in office saw that number balloon to an all-time high in American history, 1.7 million. Then above 2.7 million last year. And with 4 months still left in the 2023 fiscal year, that record is being shattered yet again with no action from the federal government stemming the tide and Homeland Security Chief Mayorkas seeming to take a victory lap earlier this month.
Over the past 2 days, the United States Border Patrol has experienced a 50% drop in the number of encounters versus what we were experiencing earlier in the week before Title 42 ended at midnight on Thursday.
But for all the money and manpower Texas is devoting, immigration is under federal authority. So there's nothing that can be done technically right now to keep the numbers down, to keep people from coming?
No, ma'am. They have a free open range coming across the river right now. They're literally across the river, and it's an everyday issue.
It's really, I mean, it's like we're overrun.
Tom Schmerber is the Democrat sheriff of Eagle Pass's Maverick County. I noticed the Texas Guard has come to help, but what I've seen them do is help rescue them. They're not keeping anybody out.
But the National Guard don't have any power of arrest.
So the Guard is pretty much just an extra pair of hands to help process the
That's what it is, the extra pair of hands.
Here on the border crisis, Democrats and Republicans are very much on the same page.
I'm very disappointed in the federal government, to be honest.
Democrat Rolando Salinas is mayor of Eagle Pass.
And I've opened the invitation to anyone in the administration, whether it be president, vice president, or one of his representatives, to please come to Eagle Pass, Texas. We are part of the United States. Please come and take a look of what's happening in our community, of the amount of people that are crossing through our community. We cannot sustain all these thousands of people crossing through Eagle Pass.
Republican Tony Gonzalez is the area's representative in the U.S. Congress.
You know, when the Biden administration first took office, their approach was very simple. Whatever Trump did, we're going to do the opposite. And I understood that, but that is not a plan. And they turned a blind eye. I mean, I couldn't get a call back. They would not pay any attention. And it wasn't just me. I mean, it was anyone along the border. Henry Cuellar, my Democrat colleague to the south, Vicente Gonzalez. I mean, everybody. They just turned a blind eye.
There's no clearer view of the chaos than from the air with the Texas Department of Public Safety, or DPS.
We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the water right now.
This year, a record-setting hundreds of illegal immigrants are counted among the dead.
They have a body at the... Oh, they sure did.
We've long asked President Biden and his representatives for interviews, but they've declined. The administration is on record insisting the border is under control, there's no crisis, and they're just cleaning up from Trump's policies. Anything you'd like people to know who will never visit the border, just about what's happening here?
Yeah, I want them to know that whatever's coming through here, the people that are up there north, comfortable, all these immigrants are heading up there. They're going to end up over there looking for assistance, state, federal assistance, and some immigrants that don't have any skills eventually, they turn into criminal things.
I hope they give us some sort of answers, a detailed plan and action.
What if their plan is, this is the plan?
Well, then that's unfortunate, and we will keep doing our best to maintain the order that we have.
Are there farmers and ranchers around here? Do you talk about getting together and trying to do anything?
Well, there's nothing we can do. Just put up with it, I guess, until something changes. Hopefully soon.
A recent NPR poll found that more than half of Americans, 53%, say the U.S. is experiencing an invasion at the southern border.